So it is very unfair for us to be left out every recruitment. Moreover, we have very good qualifications, very good, from good
been told to say that no, Kasempa people, you don't have good qualifications, grade 12s are not genuine. If we go there, out there.
People from Kobabet are just coming to get the vacancies and go back there. At the end, in the system, it is showing that someone is getting paid from Karusha. But when you go to Karusha, you find that a teacher is handling 200 pupils in class.
I've been here in Kasempa since 2010 February up to date, and we are very much fluent in Kikaondi. We are able to speak and write. Now, if you keep on employing other teachers who are coming from other districts, especially those who are dealing with primary classes, how are they going to be able to deliver the lesson plan in Kikaondi? Because when you talk of from EC to grade 4, we are using Kikaondi as our local language tuition. So we want the government and our noble president, Mr. Akainde Ichilema, to put this into consideration. Locals should come first. Thank you. Here in Kasempa, we don't have a lot of companies that can employ youths or us teachers. We are the mine, and currently I think it's been shut down. No employment for the youths of Kasempa. When you talk of teacher employment, no employment for us teachers. There will be no development if you keep on leaving the locals. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to see, Mom, you are here. And on top of that, by seeing you, we are so happy. We know that the president is here. We are here to cry to the public or to the whole nation. Almost everyone seated here and others who are not here are Kasempa residents, of which who have been teaching in government and private schools. Where we are, we have got good qualifications, graduating from genuine colleges, of which we can present our papers to the public, of which if they can see them, I think it is a shame, and our parents are complaining and ourselves. We have been told to say that no, Kasempa people, you don't have good qualifications, grade 12s are not genuine. If we go there, out there, you see those guys, you see those ladies who have graduated, they have got even to college level, they cannot pick you if you don't have genuine results. We go for, especially those who have done primary and secondary colleges, they consider the best 5. And those are the results that we have. And we have got proper certificates. But we wonder why to see that we were left out. I don't know the statistics that they use when selecting the teachers. Because, moreover, to those teachers that they are picking out, I've been here in Kasempa. I was born from Kasempa. I was at Kasempa Boys from grade 8 up to grade 12. I'm a resident. I know how to speak Chikaundi very well. I teach mathematics. No one can challenge me very well. We have been teaching from secondary schools, government, not the private ones. But the rumor that came to say, to know the children from Kasempa, you don't have proper qualification. It is a wonder, a shame to Kasempa people. Mom, we are crying to you. We are your children. People are saying, how? What kind of this thing that is happening? If to other places, people, they are saying now the new dawn has brought wealth in areas. What of us? Development in other areas. What of us? We are coming from poor families. Our parents used to sell pumpkins, maize from the gardens, especially for me or for my fellow teachers here, even carrying medals of maize on our heads, selling. But we wonder why after graduating and we are still neglected. Mom, take this into your consideration. Thank you.
Such as what you have described, that someone who's unqualified gets a place. So when we get an allegation like that, the government wants to know, because if there's anyone involved in such practices, then they must be brought to come and substantiate on why they such a decision would have been undertaken. So we are interested in that. We are interested. Did she have anything to say there before I come to the
In addition to that, you can find that when you go to the even to Karusha Primary School, when you go to the system, maybe it's showing that there are 39 teachers, but in the actual there are only maybe 4 teachers or 5 teachers, of which you can find that a teacher is dealing with 200 pupils in a class. Of which how can you expect those pupils to pass? Of which they were supposed to make at least 3 classes from that class. Of which teachers are struggling there because of being few. Most people were there. They're just getting their vacancies from that place. They are getting paid from Kalusha. Meanwhile, they're not in Kalusha. They are going back to Copper Belt. So that is also a challenge. Those people from Copper Belt are just coming to get their vacancies and go back there. At the end, in the system, it is showing that someone is getting paid from Kalusha. But when you go to Kalusha, you find that a teacher is handling 200 pupils in class. Those teachers are not there. They have already gone. Others do just go there to beg to say, I've got a heart problem, so I can't stay in the village. Let me go to Copper Belt. They are giving trespass, and that's how
And that is when they
go
are
like
calling
that.
the locals
Of
to
which,
volunteer now.
yes, and they expect to volunteer now with nothing. This economy, how can you volunteer without getting paid? How can you buy soap? How can you buy food? It is crucial. You can't manage. So this is also a challenge, and you may find that our friends who are in government are struggling like that. 200 pupils to others, 250 pupils in class, of which it's not fair. When us we are just sitting and we are not yet deployed, that is not fair. The government should look into that. Thank you.
men. I highly appreciate your request to have this kind of conversation together. I am here, booked eternally to the service of your kind selves. And so, when you make a call, I will make myself available. And secondly, I hear you that, of course, the issues that you've raised are matters that our government says we want to hear the citizens. We are a listening government. His Excellency the President, Mr. Akainde Chilema, cares deeply for you and the need to ensure that the skilled, the skills that you have been put to use, because we've got a huge population of young people that need your services. Um, I hear the issues that you have raised, very valid issues that you are raising, and indeed, these are matters that should be brought to the table, and the Minister of Education is listening. He cares as well as a deployee and also a delegate of His Excellency the President, like myself, on labor matters. He wants to listen, he wants to hear, because it's only when we hear from a broad spectrum of those who are affected that will be able to put measures in place as according to what the president has continued to say, unlocking any rigidities, any blockages, any bottlenecks that hinder or hamper our people to be able to access that which they should access. Be assured and be comforted on the fact that the president commissioned or the president launched a year plus ago the 8th National Development Plan, on which one of the key pillars is economic transformation and job creation. And job creation. And of course, another very important, relevant one for what I do as Minister of Labor and Social Security, and indeed my colleague at the Ministry of Education, and many more. That pillar is the human and social development. Human and social development. And when we're talking about human as well, there's also a component of of human capital, and human capital is yourselves, with what you carry in your qualifications, in the skills that you have, and so we need them. Uh, but of course, within the demand and supply, there are some of the limitations that we have that have been created historically. For a long, long time, there hasn't been any reasonable recruitment of teachers. Yet we've been training. On the other side, we've been training en masse. But on the other side, it is the uptake of jobs was very, very slow. Over the past 10 years, not past 10 years, but the 10 years of our colleagues who succeeded, there's been a very, very small uptake. We hardly, of course, knew when recruitments were taking place. But with the new Dawn administration, at least I'm sure you are happy and your hopes now are well founded that the opportunity is available. A matter of when that this will be actualized. So we came in full throttle on the public service to be able to ensure that we support the various sectors, the sectors that give us the qualified human resource, that we begin to churn out employment from the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health. So that in itself should give you hope, and that you should not in any way lose the hope that all is lost. All is not lost. All is not lost. To say it again, all is not lost. It's about timing. That of course we would be having this kind of a conversation, and the fact that resources as well are a big component, a big factor in our ability to expand further our uptake. Because what we have done is unprecedented. What your president, Mr. Akainde Ichilema, a caring president, a rare president who has done things that are rare on the African continent, to be able to open this opportunity, this space for public service workers in the education and health sector, and of course in the defense forces as well, and a few other sectors also that have been given an opportunity, not exactly like the opportunity that you have and at the other level. So I just wanted to say that, to say maintain the hope, keep up the hope, okay, and keep the assurance, the hope, and because you are assured, the hope because you have the assurance of His Excellency, your president, who will always, so long as he's in that office, I don't think in the near future you have someone who sees what His Excellency, the president, sees in the education sector. So you are a lot that is lucky, and that you keep up your hope. And in so doing, this conversation was very important, that you give us the facts to some of the responses that you may have gotten from the various sectors or from various stakeholders about why did not happen in this place and why this did not happen. So dialogue is very important, because if it's dialogue that is founded on fact, then that will help us to refine the success of this mass recruitment that has taken place unprecedented in Zambia. So your facts that you presented here, very important. All the points that you have raised are very important, but of course against the backdrop of how much space and opportunity do we have on an annual basis on each one of the budgets that is rolled out. Any of the issues that may have come from a malfunction of systems for equity and justice as well are matters that that are of priority to the new Dawn administration, the UPND government, UPND government and alliance partners government, the new Dawn government. So those are the systems that I can assure you have clearly been put to test with what has happened this particular year. And because of that, they are one of the P1s, in fact, the P1, not one of, but the P1 of the ministry, to ensure that this is corrected. And so understand as well that your your area representative, your area MP, has not been sleeping out there, and I'm sure some of the key stakeholders, the leaders here, would bear witness to that. Yes. That I engage. I do not sit back, hearing you talk, hearing you provide the information you're providing, hearing your outcry. I don't sit back because the president won't allow me to sit back. He wants to hear from you through me. His minister responsible for your sector wants to hear from me as well. He wants information so that that information can help us to refine. Again, I'll repeat, the success so far scored, so that we do not lose track. So we are a government of laws. We are a government that operates on a methodical uh, approach. When we say methodical, we will go back. So far, I have taken information that came from Kasempa. One of you mentioned the fact that some of the people who have gotten jobs here, especially those from other areas, have opted to go somewhere else. We have collected the data amongst us here. You provided the data, and we have sent it. I've taken it to the commission to say we need to see how we can deal with this matter to fill the gaps left by this number. And that has been welcome to study it and see how this can be resolved. Where this is real, that these people are not there, the head count will be done. If they are not there, then that also will be a basis, possibly, perhaps that will be a basis for a potential, and I'm saying with emphasis potential. If there are those uh, vacancies that will be established as being real, then that's an opportunity that may be one to be considered to respond to some of the issues, one of the residual issues of the last recruitment. So every point you have presented is very valid, and that validity will be used to examine the register of those that have been recruited. If that example of someone with 2 subjects only or whatever, whatever it is that you said, only 2, is it subjects? Yes, is real. I'm sure that also will be attended to for the people of Manyinga who are your compatriots. And here, if we have got such, we want to clean up the register. We will also want to clean up the register. So basically, what I've said is the importance of this conversation that we've had here is in the submission of data, of telling your stories, of validating your qualification, not only for a potential opportunity for this particular last recruitment, but for the future recruitments to come. And I can only encourage you that with all this information that we are gathering and any other that we provide to help the commission look and examine and correct whatever has gone wrong in the past, or what could have gone wrong in the past, this will get us to a place where what we have discussed here will be a thing of the past. So I assure you, keep the faith, keep the hope that with what has been provided to them, this information will help us do something for Kasempa. Yes, Kasempa deserves it. And we know he is representing my colleague as well in a ministerial function, because he's aware I'm seated here, I'm part of government, we operate as one government. I take responsibility for whatever lapses that could have been completely off track, and commit to the fact that we as a collective will ensure that going forward, those gaps are not allowed to prevail on the recruitment process, because we may lose out. I feel sad that some of you have had to drop out from your volunteering your services that were so useful, that uh, you have said have produced 100%. Yes, ma'am. Helped to produce 100% results. And so I feel sad as a member of this government to hear that you have dropped out. And I implore you that
I've not dropped
when
out.
you
I'm still
keep the
volunteering.
faith, continue. I heard about a number of your colleagues who said, I've stopped. I said, now don't have kikonko, kipiune. You don't get frustrated. Be patriotic to your nation. I implore you to uphold the values, the values that the president will be speaking to next week. The values and the values.